You know the saying, sailing plans are written in the sand at low tide? Well, that certainly rings true for us. This lifestyle teaches you to adapt quickly and stay flexible, not only with plans, but reacting to weather as well. In 2 days, we experienced difficult conditions and some beautiful sailing. One thing is for sure, it keeps you on your toes, and the good far outweighs the bad, so far. Today we're sailing from Devil's Key in the Berry Islands to Great Stirrup Key. This is kind of the first leg of a new passage we're taking. I haven't told you guys yet where we're headed eventually, but today is a beautiful day. We've got 15 knots of wind just off our stern, so Fabio's working on getting the spinnaker set up. Right now we have the main up and the screecher out, and we're doing about 6 knots. It's really beautiful out here. Today's sail is just 20 nautical miles, but it's setting us up for our sail tomorrow. And tomorrow we are heading to Bimini. It's about just over 80 nautical miles. We are heading to Bimini because we're actually going back to Fort Lauderdale. I know it's kind of crazy, but Fabio has an annual doctor's appointment every year that he has to go to in April, and we wanted initially to leave the boat in a marina in the Bahamas, but it's going to cost us about $250 a day. Plus, we called a few marinas in Nassau, and there was no availability. So at the time we were in Spanish Wells and Eleuthera, so we started looking around at options, and it was just a day sail to go to the Berries, and then another short hop to set us up for crossing back over to Bimini, and then another day to Fort Lauderdale. And so we figured with the savings that we're getting from the marina, we can have somebody fix our sail professionally. Fabio can do his doctor's appointment. We're gonna do this stuff back in Florida and then head back out to the Exumas. So little detour in the plan, but it's all good in the end. Our water maker actually isn't working. One of the pumps is not working at all. So we're gonna have somebody help us figure out what's going on there. So overall, it's a good thing that we're going back. Just a little, it was like a mental hurdle to get over because we thought we were heading out, not going back, and well, like they say, sailing plans are written in the sand at low tide. What Fabio is setting up is actually a brand new spinnaker. On the first sail we received, green was used instead of the gray that was requested, so the sail was remade with the correct color. Unfortunately, it seems the lines were twisted inside the sock and the sail got really tangled up.
You want to look at it?
Outside?
Yeah. Look down. Okay.
If you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment down below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. We managed to get the sock back down and gave it a second go.
Fortunately, this time the spinnaker flew freely, but we were almost at our destination, so we socked it again, knowing it would be set up properly for the next time we wanted to use it. Soon enough, we were anchored in the turquoise waters by Great Stirrup Cay, an island owned by Norwegian Cruise Lines.
We left Great Stirrup Cay, headed for Bimini this morning early, just after 6. It was still kind of dark out. It's about 85 nautical miles to Bimini. We have wind, 15 to 20 knots just off our stern, well, from beam to kind of broad reach. We've got the screecher up, main up, and we are cruising along at about 7 knots.
Yeah, 7 to 8. Depends.
7 to 8. Okay, sorry, Captain. And Fabio has on a different hat, if you notice. He's got like a camo theme going on. Why is that, Fabio?
Neptune really liked my hat, and a gust of wind gave it to him.
Oh, what was that? A gust of wind blew your hat overboard?
Yep.
And were you wearing said hat?
Nope.
Luckily, your glasses remained on board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all right.
Buy a new one.
A huge thank you to our patrons. If you'd like real-time updates and additional content, consider joining the Harbors Unknown community on Patreon.
Today has been totally schizophrenic wind-wise. When we started out, it was from the southeast. Then all of a sudden a squall came, rained, the wind died, literally down to like 3 knots. Then clocked around and is now coming from north, like northeast, right, Fab?
Yep, northeast.
And we've got 18 knots of true wind, and we are sailing along at like 8.5, 9 knots. So we'll take that. We're sailing along between 7.5, 8.5 knots. Wind is like 15 to 18 knots, and it's great. Hopefully it'll be like this for the rest of the way to Bimini. The wind all of a sudden picked up like crazy. It went to 25 knots first. Fabio called me to help bring in the screecher. The line was under so much pressure, it just got ripped from my hands. We lost a GoPro. It was clipped to the rail and the line of the screecher was flying everywhere, and it just, Fabio was like, something flew overboard, and finally I realized it was the GoPro.
Yep.
The winds got up to
35
knots.
35
knots. We had to turn into the wind and take down the main. Fabio couldn't hold it. We're like, what? How many miles from Bimini? 8?
Not even.
Not even.
Yeah, it's
We're
turning.
like 4 miles. It couldn't wait.
You could have made it up 4 miles.
It couldn't wait. And Fabio was inside the sailbag, but I couldn't see him. And I was calling his name. I thought he fell overboard. Oh my God.
Oh, Lord.
It's just so crazy how things can change in a second.
Yeah. From a pleasant downwind sail.
Yep. I was editing. And I never edit when we're on passage because I get sick.
Yeah, all of a sudden it picked up. Like these are squalls, you know, in the near the Gulf Stream. You get the squalls that just come up all of a sudden. But thankfully everything is fine, minus the GoPro. But
Sorry, there may be some missing footage.
yeah. So we're on the motor now. We drop all the sails. We're gonna round around Bimini, and then we should be in the lee of Bimini, and things should be okay. Yeah, okay.
To make things even better, it started downpouring. There were quite a few other boats waiting to enter the harbor once the weather subsided, so it was good to know we weren't the only ones to get caught in this squall. Thankfully, the weather looked favorable for the crossing to Fort Lauderdale, so we checked out at customs and headed on our way.
Are we going the right way?
Let's see. I mean, we're going a little bit too much towards Miami, but
Okay.
we can sneak over a bit.
Yeah. Good enough. Let's see. We can always adjust. Let's see what happens.
Right, because once we slow the engine, it'll go
Yeah.
more towards the bottom.
Nice job, Kat.
We're crossing from Bimini to Fort Lauderdale, winds 15 to 17 knots straight from the east, about 100 degrees. We only have the spinnaker out, and we're doing anywhere between 6.5 to 8 knots, sometimes 9 when surfing down waves. We're crossing the Gulf Stream, so it doesn't really help us quite much, but we do have a little favorable angle to the Gulf Stream, so it's great.
It's a beautiful sail.
It's a beautiful sail.
We have out a fishing line.
Yeah, we have a fish right now. Maybe we'll catch a fish.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Spinnaker is so gorgeous. And it's comfortable sailing. There it is, Fort Lauderdale. Just under 2 hours to go. We're on the final stretch to Port Everglades and Fort Lauderdale. We took down the spinnaker and we've got the engines on, and we should be at the entrance to the cut in just about 15 minutes. kind of a funny feeling. I'm happy to be back, but also super motivated to do the things that we need to do and get back out to the Bahamas. This month in the Abacos and Spanish Wells and the Berry Islands, it really is just the tip of the iceberg. And we really were like just getting into a groove. So I know once we get back out there, things are going to be great.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.